And they're all just quiet, waiting for him. Oh my god! What are you playing at, cadet? What is the meaning of the subordination? They're thrusting this wad of papers in my mustache. Inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes. There is a clear inconsistency here. What nonsense? What can this document possibly tell us that we don't already know? Well, obviously, that, I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth. I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency, that there is no place for an amateur student here in the Grand Courtroom. This is so frustrating.
Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. Spell it out would be an insult to the court.
Cosmo, what? What are you talking about?
It's apparent from a single glance at the post-mortem report presented by the defense that there's a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement.
What?
Sergeant Iesanosa.
Oh, I now see it. Yes, sir. What, sir?
The statement you just made was this. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel.
Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. I witnessed the crime with my own military-grade eyes, sir.
Yes!
But no, that just can't be. And why not, cadet? Because...
As is clearly stated in the post-mortem report. Fatal hemorrhage from pectoral ballistic trauma. No exit wounds, bullet did not pass through the body. The photograph print of the victim clearly shows the same thing. You know what, actually, I wonder if you could actually, like, present, like, either or and it would still work. Interesting.
Actually, yeah, that's something I could try for a second playthrough.
The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest.
Ah.
Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it?
I like that there's a little kid right there.
Yeah. Comes off a little baby.
What? What was that? Something just popped up from behind his back when he pushed it down again.
Certainly, there is a clear discrepancy with the facts here.
The music is so good. Sorry.
Yes.
I had to comment on it. Every time I take a second to listen, I love it.
Yeah. Would you not agree, Sergeant Nosa? Would you not agree that the OST for this game is God tier?
Yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indisputable.
Glad you agree.
You know, the moment I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were firmly fixed on the delicious Le Carnival steak, sir. Why?
The last testimony of the court order has proven one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness, Sergeant Iesanosa, did not see the defendant firing a gun at all.
That's absurd.
I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh shit, they're okay, nice. I didn't know there were achievements in the Switch version.
Yeah, and I just got one. Nice. There's been a complete turnabout in the mood of this trial just from that one discrepancy.
We're not going for all the achievements before anyone asks.
No, we're not. I'm just playing this game casually. So this is what being an ace attorney is all about. He said
They said the line. They said the title.
But I definitely saw him. That university cadet there, who was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back. Yes! Why is there a baby with him?
That will be explained in just a moment.
But I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up off the floor.
And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either? Myself, I have already been quite clear. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor.
Too busy on the floor. Sorry, what were you doing?
Hunting for treasure. Treasure? Indeed, the Hoei-era Koban, my prized coin. On each occasion when I visit that restaurant, it is my habit to place in my bosom pocket a particular trinket of interest from my shop, Rosite.
I hope we meet a rich diner who might like to buy it from you.
On the day under scrutiny, it was to the military man that I proffered my Hoei treasure. Believed that he would purchase such a rare find, I did not, but I was presented with little alternative. And then, after averting my eyes for the briefest of moments, it was there no more. It simply vanished.
The Koban vanished?
Hunting around under the table, I was, in case mayhap it had fallen there. And then it happened. You heard the gunshot, you mean? Indeed I did, but I heeded it not, for I was only concerned with finding my absconded Hoei treasure. Nothing could distract me.
Another screenshot-worthy moment. There will be a lot of these, I could just tell.
Oh yeah, there will.
Just tell, yeah, there will be a lot of screenshotable moments.
The beauty of this game being on the Switch.
Yeah, on OBS, stop freezing on.
I think it's...
Oh, it's working now, but I was looking at the audio thing and it saw stopping something, so...
Oh, okay.
So it probably caught all that, but just on my end looks like it didn't, because that's usually how it is.
Okay. Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end? No. I see. That lamentable day, the precious Hoei Koban was lost to me. No doubt, some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself.
I love how he's not even looking.
As I'm sure everyone present is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon. Nevertheless, the witness testimony in court the court had just heard was inconclusive. No matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British, it will be unforgivable to deliver a verdict in this trial right now.
Kazuma's just the best.
Kazuma's pretty OP.
Yeah, I love him, like, already.
What is your position, Prosecutor Ouchie?
Worry not, Your Excellency. Defendant may have led a tiger at the front gate. They will find a wolf at the back. My witnesses have further testimony to make.
Explain.
Upon hearing their next statements, it'll become abundantly clear that there's only one person who could possibly have committed this despicable crime. Equally despicable defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. What?
He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he? Very well. The court invites the witnesses to testify again. He will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear? As clear as Kiriko glass, Your Excellency.
Yes, sir. At once, sir. Waiting signal to testify, sir. Excuse me, but there's something or someone looking out over your shoulder, I think. Affirmative. The newest member of the Nosa family can rise up to the ranks, sir. Name Ido.
I don't know, sir.
I don't know, sir.
Yes.
that one I got instantly.
Yeah.
I don't know, sir. Just to let you know, puns are some of the easiest and cheapest way to make me laugh.
Oh, you're gonna fucking love this series then.
Yes.
It would seem those straps are a sign of Sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny.
Ido and Shun. Your father is about to quell the enemy. Watch and learn, my boy. Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. I just love like his dopey little smile.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a baby on such a strict-looking sergeant guy, who's
Yeah.
obviously so cartoonish.
Yeah.
Oh, this game is. I'm in love with this game already. It's not even an hour
It
and
only-
a half in.
It only gets better from here.
Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing.
Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man, he was. That young lad in black. That much I myself did see.
Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present.
Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself.
Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched Englishman. Over and out. Okay, that.
These testimonies are certainly compelling.
Wait, that's nonsense. Victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all. Please, enough of these outbursts already. But there was a woman. There was a young woman at his table. Must have seen her. Everyone there must have seen her. If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. We're not here to listen to your fantasies. It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecutor of this has photographic evidence of this fact.
Is this a photographic print of the crime scene of the crime council?
Indeed. At the table at which the victim was dining, taking an instigator immediately after the incident.
Investigator.
Investigator after, as can be plainly seen, there is only one place set.
That's hardly proof of anything, good lord. Certainly, based on the appearance of this print, it would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else.
There is a faulty bit there, though. I can
Yeah.
see. That being the way the chair was turned.
I mean, the investigator will probably like turn it after, like, to get get a proper picture.
That's fair, actually.
Yeah.
This doesn't make any sense.
The court will add this new photographic evidence to the record.
Photographic print of the crime scene has been entered into the court record. I don't understand. What's going on here? It's just not possible that nobody else saw that woman.
The waiter before said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well.
That's not true. I saw her. I swear that I saw a woman with him. It
would seem that we'll be able to telegraph this report to the Great Britain on time after all. The The witness testimonies have just heard. We have just heard. Leave no further room for doubt.
These are very sensitive political times, as we all know. Ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. I think that I, Takatsuchi Aochi, will have contributed to the amity of these two great empires is an honor.
I have no idea how Takatsuchi fits in with the pun, by the way.
Okay. I was trying to figure that out.
I'll figure that out later.
Yeah, figure that out later, because I was just like, I was about to spend a second, like, my mind was trying to figure out the pun there.
Yeah.
I feel you there, Ryunosuke. My mind is racking up this shit. How can this be happening? The judges are ready to rule. Stand tall. Oh.
Stand tall, Ryunosuke. It's not over yet.
What?
If what you say is true, then there's something going on here behind the scenes. And now is your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth, in your cross-examination.
I don't know, Kazuma.
The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witnesses, but make it quick, understood?
Rules can be so unbending at times. Okay,
So what did you see?
One of the things that really got to me was what the old guy said.
Oh?
About seeing the pointing the gun.
Mm-hmm.
Because although you don't really have the evidence for it.
There is still one more thing you can do for that, though.
Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing.
Yeah, you don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to reread this. Don't worry.
I'm just reading it out myself, and you know, if you're silent during a let's play, it's kind of boring.
I guess. So he says that he himself did actually see that, even though he said before that. Yeah, sounds a little fishy. Let's see if we can't get more information out of that.
Yes, it may be true I was holding the gun at that point in time. But I've told you already. It's only because I picked it up off the floor. Obviously, as the culprit, that's the only thing you could explain it away. I had just finished drinking my coffee, and I was about to leave the restaurant when I noticed the gun on the floor at Dr. Wilson's feet, so I picked it up. And at exactly that moment, bang. Gunshot rang in my ears.
Full of events beyond our control, life is.
Sorry? What do you mean?
In your case, you found a pistol on the floor and picked it up, which precipitated this testing predicament. Whereas conversely, I failed to pick up the Koban from the floor and find myself in an equally testing predicament as a result.
Oh my god. Oh, Ryunosuke, I love your phases already.
Anyway, the fact remains. Myself, I did see you. With pistol in hand, standing over the foreigner. So there's some testimonies where you're gonna have to like press every single statement to like basically like forward the thing.
Yeah.
I don't think this is one of those statements, or one of those testimonies rather, but you do have to press something here. That much I do know for a fact.
Yeah. And I can go back to older stuff.
You can, yes.
Good, okay, I already, This one's a bit harder this time.
Yeah.
Still searching the premises at the time.
So yeah, basically, Ryunosuke is asserting that like he did see a woman. So like how the hell it's just not possible that they didn't see anyone else. So that's kind of the main issue here.
I'm gonna press on this one. That also sounds.
Yeah. Yeah.
must have noticed someone else at Dr. Wilson's table. There was a lady there. As you have been at pains to point out time and time again, I feel I'm growing a callus in my ear. And yet, no one else appears to even caught a glimpse of this woman. If only there had been more people dining there at the time. Someone would have noticed her.
Unfortunately, it was already past 2 p.m. when it happened. Quiet time between lunch and dinner in any restaurant.
I know. Of course the place was almost empty. It's what you'd expect.
Certainly, 2 p.m. is neither here nor there in terms of the time to eat. I wonder if there was a reason why the victim was caught eating at the time of day. And why was he alone?
Yes, Your Excellency, there was indeed a reason.
Okay, here we go.
There was. This was found in the victim's jacket pocket.
What is that, Counsel?
It is a medical report card, Your Excellency. It seems the victim had an appointment at the clinic prior to visiting the restaurant.
What's a clinic? Yes, there would indeed appear to be an entry for the day in the question. 19th of November, noon to past 1 p.m. Very day of the incident.
So the victim went for a late lunch. The victim went for a late lunch following his appointment. The explanation couldn't be more simple. The prosecution felt no need to submit this evidence before, as it really has no bearing on the case.
I wonder. What do you think, GreatRieck?
Well, it's hard to see how it could be related, really.
Remember, you can request for it to be entered into the court record as evidence if you think it could be useful.
Can I ask for Dr. Wilson's medical report card? It has evidence or not? Yes.
Yes.
Yes! If I may, I'd like to ask for that medical report card to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency. On what grounds? The court has already heard conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence would be extraneous. Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to his arrival at the restaurant are of no concern. Objection.
Whether or not they are of no concern is up to us to decide. We have a right to explore all possible avenues.
I beg your pardon?
You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence. Very well. The court will grant the defense's request.
Yes. Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It's a most disturbing trend.
Officer, kindly add the victim's medical report cards to the court record.
Victim's medical report card has been entered into the court record.
So, pressing that statement, you've obtained a new piece of evidence. What we need right now is new clues. Yeah, you'll get a chance to check it in just a second here. We have to explore things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first.
Right. I hear you. You can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you'd like. But the day after the festival all ready for you. Or perhaps you'd forgotten that these witness testimonies leave no room for doubt. Feel free to reiterate for the accused. Correct-san?
So you can press present. It'll just take you to the court record. That's the only way you can do it during a testimony. And you can check out that report.
Okay, so just
hit present.
Doesn't matter at which time.
Not for when you're checking it. When you you need to actually present it on the correct statement after you find like what you need to see. But when you're just looking over evidence, you can just press whenever or whenever.
I'm just going over all these. You gotta really think this through, all things considered.
Or you can do what I'm telling you to, and I will open up the court record to check the evidence.
Right at the statement?
Yeah. You just need to check the evidence in general.
Right, so present it.
I feel. Hang on. Oh, hang on. That's weird. Oh, I know what I know what you need to do. Okay, back out of this, and then go to the end of the testimony.
Yes.
And then hit A again. That's gonna take it to like a little intermission. That's like, if you can't figure it out, then like, this will give you like a little hint.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Excellent work, Ryunosuke. We gleaned some new information now.
Well, yes, but I don't feel like it changes much. I can't see that it brings the real discrepancies to light.
I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got before.
Oh, you mean this?
Yes. This is a brand new piece of evidence. So perhaps we should examine it in a little more detail.
How exactly?
You'll notice that some pieces of evidence bear a magnifying glass. These are the ones you may examine. Press A, and you can take a closer look at the piece in question. Use the right stick.
Yeah.
And you can turn it every which way. To rotate the evidence in all directions and examine it from all angles.
Alright, so do I do that now?
In a moment. By using the left stick,
Ooh,
you can
okay.
move the cursor. You can move the crosshairs around to hunt for clues that may have been missed before. If the crosshairs start to pulsate, press A to investigate further. So, partner, I think you should take a closer look at this medical report card. So go on the court record and check it out. Oh, it's doing this automatically, isn't it? Okay.
No, I did that myself.
Oh, okay, no, back out of this. It'll give you a prompt. See if there isn't something new to be learned by examining it in more detail.
I'm jumping the gun though.
That's also partially my fault because I'm like forgetting like the proper pathway here.
Okay.
Not quite. Oh yeah, here we go. Sorry, I'm stupid. So just go ahead and press A to check it out.
It says Hoda Clinic. This medical report. I hate clinics. Almost as much as I hate hospitals and surgeries.
Aren't they all the same?
When I was 5, I caught the only cold I've ever had in my life. And I remember, even though I felt awful already, I had to have this hideous injection in my right arm. I'll never forget it. Never in my whole life.
Most people would give their right arm to have had only. Most people would give the right arm to have had only one cold in their whole life. Anyway, I don't think this is a clinic where they treat people for illnesses like that. Let's keep looking for clues. We don't want to miss anything.
Already been.
Yes.
Dentist or clinic. It looks like this medical record report was first issued quite some time ago.
It's probably a record of long-term treatment. That's why. With a family doctor, I imagine.
Well, I can't imagine. Going to a doctor, I mean. As long as I'm alive, I'm never consulting.
But if you were dead, there'd be no point. So you don't like doctors then?
Why would you? They make you drink horrible tasting medicine. They give you painful injection. And then they demand lots of money from you for privilege, all while you're at your lowest ebb.
You sound like a model patient. With a bad case of stubbornness, no less, for which the only cure is a very bitter medicine indeed.
Oh, another achievement.
Oh, hey, nice.
Healthy curiosity, man.
Okay, so the fold there. Check that out.
Yeah, but I figured that was next.
And just go and check out these entries.
I can just check it out in any order, right?
Yes. Let's have a look. This is some kind of medical history. Ah, and there's an entry for the day the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia.
Extraction of molar? You mean he had a tooth taken out?
It would seem so. Just before the incident, he had a bad tooth removed. Perhaps they use laughing gas. That's the most modern practice in the West for pain relief.
Yes, I've heard of this anesthesia. Although it's hard to believe that there's anything that can actually stop you from pain.
There's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours post-procedure, until anesthesia effects have passed.
Really?
Sounds like information worth bearing in mind. And the medical report card has been updated to reflect this information that we've just learned.
But this new information, meaning of that one particular statement totally changes.
So I think it's time we listen to the testimony again, don't you?
Definitely.